闇に輝く銀河に現れろ、ギャラクシーアイズフォトンドラゴン。
Hey everyone, my name is Sean, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you a deck breakdown and profile for my Photon Galaxy Eyes Zero deck. First we're going to do the deck profile, and then I'm going to do a breakdown of what the cards do and what their purpose is for this build to make it work so well. So let's do the profile first. We have 26 monsters, 2 copies of Ash Blossom, 3 copies of Galaxy Brave, 3 copies of Knight, 3 copies of Soldier, 3 copies of Photon Dragon, 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 3 Nibiru the Primal Being, 3 Photon Orbital, 1 Thrasher, 3 Vanisher. For spells we have 3 copies of Galaxy Expedition, 1 Trance, 1 Monster Reborn, 3 Sanctuary, 2 Desires, 1 Rota, and 3 Trading. For our extra deck we have 11 XE monsters and 4 Link monsters. For our XE monsters we have the Cyber Dragon Infinity package, Nova and Infinity. For our main XE monsters we have 1 Cypher Blade Dragon, 1 Cypher Dragon, 1 Full Armor Photon Dragon, 1 Tachyon Dragon number 107, 1 number 38 Hope Harbinger, 1 number 60 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon, 2 copies of number 90 Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, and 1 copy of Starliege Photon Blast Dragon. For our links we have 1 copy of Bujinki Ahashiba, 2 copies of Galaxy Eyes Soulflare Dragon, and 1 copy of Union Carrier. Now I'm going to go into detail of what these cards do and group them into their roles. First of all, we're going to talk about the starters for this deck. You have 16 starters. Ideally for your deck you always want to have a minimum of 12 to ideally 14, maybe even more starters as possible. And 16 is a very, very good number, so if you want to take out some of these cards and reduce them, do make sure you try to keep this around 12 to 14. 16 is quite nice actually as well. So yeah, if you're going to edit this deck, just keep that ratio nice and tight. So one of our starters are Galaxy Soldier. I think most people should know what this card does because it's old. Galaxy Soldier allows you to send a light monster from your hand to the graveyard, and you can summon it in defense position. And then when this card is special summoned, you can add a Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand. This basically searches out any monster you want to or you need for the situation. The reason why this card is so important for this deck is because you almost always want to make Cyber Dragon Infinity on your before you do anything else. By doing so, it allows you to perform a form of negation to protect yourself from any card that your opponent might try to use to disrupt or break your board, and you don't want that to happen. Also, it's a good bait for removal as well. If your opponent has things like Ash Blossom, Infinite Impermanence, or other forms of disruption, they're very, very likely to try and use it on this card, which then gives you time and space to try and use your other resources to go for your main rank 8 Galaxy Eyes play. So Galaxy Soldier, very good starter. Photon Orbital is a searcher for this deck. I won't read the whole effect. Basically, this card equips itself to one of your monsters, and then you can send it to the graveyard to search out any Galaxy or Photon monster from your deck. So it is just a really good searcher. It is a Rota all of itself, and it is a hard monster per turn, but it's just, yeah, that's all it does. It's a searcher for your deck. Photon Thrasher is really just there just to get your play started. A lot of your extenders require that you have a Photon monster on the board, and he's just a free summon, so we only play 1 of this. We don't really ever need to use this after turn 1, and he is searchable, so yeah, just a really quick card there. Photon Sanctuary is an amazing card. It's insane that this card is still legal. It gives you 2 tokens on the board. Now, while these cannot be used for synchro summons, you can use these tokens for link summons, and so this makes this card a 1 card free link summon, which is insane. The restriction for this card is that you cannot summon monsters except for light monsters, so you are restricted to only light based link monsters, but that's not a problem for a deck like this. This card is also not once per turn, so do keep that in mind and abuse this card because it will give you a ton of dividends and rewards. For the other cards, we have more generic cards in the form of Pop Desires, Rota, and Trading because they work really well in this deck and give you more search and draw power. For our extenders to the deck, we have 14 extenders. When you build a deck, again, you want to have about 14 to 16 extenders. We have 14, so if you ever want to reduce the number of starters and increase the number of extenders, go ahead. You know, play with it as you will. but definitely keep it around 14 to 16 extenders. I would definitely say is a decent number. So our extenders start off with Galaxy Brave. Galaxy Brave is a free special summon to the field. You special summon this card by showing one Photon monster in your hand, and then you can summon it to the field. However, when you do so, it will copy the level of the monster you revealed to summon this card. So if you use it with one of your warriors, it will come as a level 4. You ideally don't really want to do that, but sometimes you have to. You just want the free body, that's fine. Ideally, you want to use this with Galaxy Ice Photon Dragon, so it comes out as a level 8. And then you can further extend your plays, so you can use it as a rank 8 material. It also has a second effect, and that is when this card is normal or special summoned, you can target a Galaxy monster in your graveyard, and it will copy its attack and defense. So this doesn't really come up too much, but sometimes it is decent if you want to end the game and you just want an extra, say, 3k beta. You can target something like a Galaxy Ice Photon Dragon in your graveyard, and this card becomes really strong all of a sudden. I believe this card can also target actually one of your extra deck monsters. So let's say you've already used, I don't know, full armor Photon Dragon, you could probably copy that and make it a 4k beta. Sadly, I've never been able to do that yet though, so if you manage to do that, do let me know. I'll be very happy to hear people are able to do that. The next 3 card extenders for the deck are Galaxy Knight. This card is basically a 1 card rank 8 summon. In order to use this card, you want to normal summon it without tributing, and to do that you need a Photon or Galaxy monster on the field. And also, you want to have Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in your graveyard, because if you normal summon this card without tributing, you can summon it back to the field, and that gives you your 1 card rank 8 play. So very useful card. Does require a bit of setup to do so, but it will just give you more and more rank 8 plays every single turn. So fantastic card. Then we have Photon Vanisher. This card cannot be normal summoned and must be special summoned when you control a Photon or Galaxy monster. It cannot even attack the turn it is normal special summoned either. However, the payoff for this card is when you special summon this card, you can add Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your deck to your hand. So again, it's just an extra summon, an extra body, and you ideally want to use this card to go into either your rank 4 or use it to go for a link 2 play. So a very good card as well. Galaxy Expedition is an insane searcher. Between this card, Galaxy Expedition, and also Photon Sanctuary, these cards are just bonkers. It's insane that a deck can just summon monsters for free like this, and this is why this deck is so cool. Galaxy Expedition says if you have a level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster, summon a level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck. It's insane. It's a lost will. It's just a free summon from your deck. You can only use it once per turn, sure, but being able to summon a monster out of your deck like that is just bonkers. So amazing card, and works so well with this deck. Galaxy Trance is also one of your 1 card rank 8 summons, like Galaxy Knight. It has a bit of a high activation cost, but the payoff is worth it. You pay 2,000 life points, target 1 Photon monster in your graveyard. The only card you can target with this is Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, so that's the card you want in your graveyard for this. And then you can summon both it and 1 Galaxy monster from your deck with the same level. So that would be a Galaxy Brave or a Galaxy Knight. Or even Galaxy Eyes, you can summon another copy if you want. And then they're summoned into defense and their attack is changed. It doesn't matter. You want to just have the 2 monsters on board so you can make a rank 8 play. This card is very powerful, very good, and it's also searchable. So you want to have this card kind of on turn 3 so that you can then kind of like go for game and get any resources you need to deal with your opponent's board. Last card is Monster Reborn. If you don't know what Monster Reborn is, so moving on. Star Liege, Photon Blast Dragon. It's an extender for our extra deck. This card is phenomenal. It's an extender, but it's also a defensive card, so it has a variety of effects, so feel free to use it in a variety of different ways. The ability as an extender is when this card is summoned, you can summon a Photon monster from your hand. Really, you use this to summon that Photon Dragon from your hand. So let's say you summon Thrasher, then made Vanisher, and the Vanisher adds Photon Dragon. You make your rank 4 play, then summon Photon Dragon to your field, and then you kind of set yourself up to make your rank 8 play a little bit easier. Don't always have to use that effect though, because this other effect is while this XE summon monster is on the field, your opponent cannot target monsters you control with 2,000 or more attack with card effects, and also they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, so it has a bit of defense there. Finally, this card is a Monster Reborn for Galaxy Ice Photon Dragon. During your opponent's turn, you can summon it to the field by detaching the material from this card, whether it's banished or it's in your graveyard. So really, really, really amazing card, this one here. Speaking of amazing cards, Mushinki, again, like Trance, like Knight, is a 1-card rank 8 summon. When this card is link summoned, you target 2 monsters with the same level, 1 in your hand, 1 in your graveyard, negate their effect, summon, XE summon after that, and there you go, bada bing bada boom, you've got your rank 8 play quite easily. Also, it gives it a bit of a buff to that rank 8 monster, in the sense that if a XE monster, this card points to activates an effect by detaching a material from it, you can target a spell trap card your opponent controls and destroy it. So a really, really amazing card. The only thing I will say about Mushinki Harashima is it does clash with Galaxy Trance, because Galaxy Trance says you can only summon Photon and Galaxy monster for the turn. So if you can't use both of these on the same turn, but let's say you don't have access to one of them, you can use the other and then benefit of the other later on. So they're both really, really great effects there. The final extender we have is Union Carrier. Union Carrier is a fantastic card for this deck, but its only purpose is to go and equip Photon Orbital, because as I said, Photon Orbital can then search out any monster from your deck. So really, you make this card, equip Photon Orbital, send it to the graveyard, do your free search. Very, very powerful addition to this deck, and you're going to be making this card a lot. So yeah, Union Carrier, definitely get it. So now on to removal and defense, and the more exciting cards for our deck. For the main deck, we only have 4 cards for removal and defense, which is both a hindrance and a weak. It's a benefit and a weakness. If you're locked out to your extra deck, you're going to struggle with this deck, unfortunately. But by not having so many removal and defense cards in our main deck, we can have a ton of extenders, we can have a ton of starters to make sure that we actually can play the game and be more consistent. So our defense cards in our main deck are Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, because she's the best hand trap in the game. And then we have Ghost Ogre and Stone Rabbit. Not the best hand trap in the game. Sometimes you just will never use this card effect, but she is a light monster. So you can use her for light based effects, which is quite nice. Into the extra deck, we have the defensive cards and negation. I'm going to put all the negation cards in one pile, and then I'm going to put all the removal cards in another pile. So for defense cards, we have Cyber Dragon Infinity, which can negate any card effect. Tachyon Dragon, which can negate all monsters on the field during the battle phase. Number 38 Hole Harbinger, which can negate spell effects. And Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, which can negate monster effects. I want to say the reason why we also play number 90 at 2 is because it can also be used as an extender as well as a defensive card. It is just that insane. Also, so first of all, if this card is a Photon card as material, it cannot be destroyed by card effects at all. And with 3000 defense, yeah, that's a problem. Like I said, when the opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach a material. If the card that you detach was a Galaxy card, it also destroys and negates that monster's effect, so that's also really nice. And then during your opponent's turn, you can do this for free. You can just take any Photon or any Galaxy card from your deck and either add it to your hand or attach it to this card as material. This effect is so insane, and you almost always want to make this card if you're going first, so you can get a free search during your opponent's turn. This is the way you get Galaxy Trance to your hand, or any other card you really need, because you make this card, wait till your opponent's turn, activate a fetch. You don't even have to detach for the cost. You just add this card for free, or any other card you want to. So this card is bonkers. Definitely one of the cards you want to make almost every single game in Duel. Onto the removal cards, we have removal in the form of Cypher Blade Dragon. Cypher Blade Dragon can be used to target any card on the field. Cypher Dragon is a stat steal or mind control or brain control effect, where it can take one of your opponent's monsters. So very nice for that. Full Armor Photon Dragon can destroy any face-up card on the field, so be aware of that. If you are destroying a face-up card, go for this card. If you are destroying a face-down card, ideally go for this card. Or if you're not sure, go for this card first and then go for this card later, because this one's a bit more flexible. And then we have removal in the terms of Galaxy Eyes Soulflare Dragon. How this card works is during your opponent's main phase, you can discard one Photon and one Galaxy card, or one Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and destroy one special summon monster they control. So ideally what you want to do is you want to summon this card through whatever means possible, and then when this card is link summoned, you can add a Photon or Galaxy monster from your graveyard and add it to your hand. Ideally you want to get Photon Dragon to your hand so you don't have to discard 2 cards, you can just discard 1 card. So that's the ideal line of play there. And yeah, so this gives you a form of disruption during your opponent's turn to destroy a special summon monster they control. Finally, almost to the end of the build deck profile now, we have our bombs. The bombs are Nibiru, the Primal Being. Nibiru is a light-based monster, so it has synergy with the deck, and it is also just not a guarantee, but a really powerful way of just stopping opponents that overextend, that make it too hard for you to deal with. Especially if you're going second, having this card in your hand is really good because your opponent might want to build an insane board that might be too much for you to deal with to build your own insane board. So you just want to wipe the board clean, give them a token, and then say, hey, okay, my turn now, my turn to pop off. And yeah, Nibiru is our bomb for the deck. And finally, we have number 62. Number 62 is just an insane beefy monster. He already has 4,000 attack, but then also you can attach a material from this card and it gains attack equal to the combined ranks of all XE monsters on the field times 200. If he's on the field alone, this card becomes 5,600 attack. If you have another monster on the field, only goodness knows what this card can go up to. It's stupidly insane. The downside with this card is it only does half the damage to your opponent, unless you have Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as a material. So be aware of that. If you're going to make this as a rank K, make sure you have your Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon so you get the full damage with this card. This card can end games in a flash. It's so powerful. Furthermore, just in case you don't end the games, if your opponent manages to destroy this card while this card has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as a material, it will then summon itself back during your second standby phase after activation and come out with double attack. So you get an 8,000 attack monster for free. It will only do 4,000 damage, but by then you should be able to win the game. The final 3 cards for our deck, guys, our 4 cards are 3 copies of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. This is purely an engine requirement card. You don't really use this card to do anything other than just search it out, make your link plays, make your XE plays. It's really just an engine requirement card to make all your other cards good. So you have to play 3 of these cards, but you don't really use it, you don't really attack with it. But it's a decent card, it's a cool card, and it's the whole point of the deck, isn't it? Finally, we have Cyber Dragon Nova. Again, this card doesn't really do anything. You just use this card as an engine requirement to summon out Cyber Dragon Infinity, so you get that quick and free negate. So guys, this has been my deck profile for Photon Galaxy Eyes. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Feel free to give it a try if you have any feedback. I am always open to feedback on this build. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning into this video. I really appreciate the views and the comments I've had so far. I love you all, and yeah, look forward to future content. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you soon. Take care.